Good morning. Good morning. You're back at it again. Let's see what we got. All right, let's jump on out there to the main. Looks like we have FGI leading the day with 369% up. Behind that, we have AIHS. I'm not seeing a catalyst for either one of those. STKH, no catalyst. Nuke. Looks like it has something from yesterday. Let's see, nucleus files form W or RW. Let me read that again. Nucleus files form RW. The company has determined not to proceed with the offering contemplated by the registration statement and believes that withdrawal of the registration statement is consistent with the public interest and the protection of investors. Okay. So they're caring about investors over there at Nucleus. They have 2 million shares traded, but that is the most recent news that I see right now. Let's go look at Check. That one was moving yesterday, I think. They announced a merger agreement, so that's nothing. TAN, nothing. Okay, so yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm thinking FGI. Don't really know why it's up this much with no catalyst, but maybe they'll release a catalyst soon. Running up behind it, AIHS. AIHS. All right. Waiting for something to come on up through the trenches. Take its rightful position at the top. But right now, just kind of wait for catalysts on any of these. I mean, to be up 400, almost 400%, something must have happened with this one. Let's go read what this stock actually is, FGI. FGI says it is a FGI Industries Limited, supplies bath and kitchen products, retail, wholesale, commercial, and specialty channel customers in United States, Canada, Europe, and internationally. The company offers sanitary ware products such as toilets, sinks, pedestals, and toilet seats, wood and wood substitute furniture for bathrooms, including vanities, mirrors, laundry, medicine cabinets, and other storage systems under the Foremost brand name. It also provides shower related products, which include shower walls. Okay, so it's like bathroom and kitchen stuff. All right, the company was incorporated in 2021 and is headquartered in East Hanover. All right, so yeah, I don't know why that's up. I'm clueless. Nuke moved around with only 3 million shares traded. But it doesn't have that volume to lead the day. Whew. Nuke with a dump right there. Wow. Back down under 20%. FGI dumping as well. Was up to $24, now down to 16. No clear catalyst on it. AIHS has 8 million to catch up with FGI. $3.50 has that point of control is going up and checking right now. Good morning, GD. Hmm. Yeah. FGI. So the leaders on today are kind of, I don't know what to call this battle. We just need a little bit of catalyst. Maybe we'll get some later catalyst today. Something really takes that move to the next level. But it is what it is. Nuke has done this pattern 3 times. Ramped up, failed big. Ramped up here in pre-market, failed big, and another one right there failed big. So I know some people probably got caught on these nasty sellouts on Nuke this morning. some days, you know, when I see these things up 100, 200% with no catalyst, I'm like, is the market actually hot, or is it just like, is it people that are, you know, they're new in the market, they're not really looking at the news, and they're like, hey, this thing's just up. I just, I don't know if big traders would be really stepping in, or maybe they'll be sizing down and trading it, maybe. But still, it's so unpredictable to trade something like FGI that does all of this dancing with such a big range, and you know at any point it could drop to the floor. Point of control is all the way down here at 1181, hasn't even moved. So even when it went up there to 24, that volume couldn't reach what it reached down here. AIHS continue to bobble up. 63%. It's 6 million away from FGI. It's number 2 in the small caps, low floats. So but just no catalyst. $431. Yeah, it's probably gonna end up taking the number 1 spot here, pushing up like this. 4 million away from taking the top spot. Mm-hmm. All right, well, while we're waiting, let's go over and look at what the front page is showing us on Yahoo Finance. All right, jobless expansion fuels bull case as Fed rate cut looms. Senate confirms Trump pick is Stephen Miran as Fed governor. U.S. China trade talks resume as TikTok framework in play. Supreme Court tariff ruling could cause massive uncertainty. Lilly weight loss pill could be FDA approved by end of the year. Um, let's see, valuation again shifts in big tech to rest of S&P 500. U.S. China have framework for TikTok deals. Oh man, black unemployment is surging in Trump's overhaul of the U.S. economy. Oh man. Well, let's see. S&P futures higher, Nasdaq on track for a 10-day streak. Wall Street raises alarm on Trump ending quarterly earnings. City forecast Ether's year-end target at $4,300. Target steps up next day parcel delivery as discounter tries to narrow gap with rivals. It's do or die for electric vehicle maker Rivian as it breaks ground on a $5 billion plant. Nissan reduces output plan for new Leaf due to battery shortage. Nikia says China Evergrande liquidators appointed as receivers over founders' assets. Beijing says TikTok's U.S. app will use Chinese algorithm. UK watchdog investigates global payments. 24 billion purchase of WorldPay. Okay. Gold. Trump suggesting companies report earnings less frequently. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like we're in an everlasting earnings season for sure. Like every single week is, it's like every time we look at earnings, earnings. So definitely, definitely. But what lengthening the time of earnings would do? What would that do? That would, I don't know. What would be the benefits of lengthening the earning versus keeping it every month? It seems. All right, AIHS coming on down off the top. Yep, FGI all the way back down to 14 bucks. No reason to be up anyway. All right, AIHS about to take the lead in volume. Less than a million shares to get there. So if this is going to be the leader on the day with no catalyst, I think I'm going to just be very patient. Very, very patient. Throwing up another wick up there. The top up here was 454. Another top and tail wick there. 500,000 shares left to become number one on the day in volume in the small cap, low float area. On the 5 minute, this is what it's looking like. Nice little top and tails right up on top of this. Lower highs. Look at the 15 minute. 15 minutes, same thing. A lot of indecision around that $4 level. All right, it's about to take that number one spot as it starts to recede. Point of control at 386. Will it continue to trade above this point of control? Point of control on the 1 minute is 386. Point of control on the 5 and 15 is 351. So somewhere up in here, 580 or 386 to 351, this zone. All right, we got another one that just popped up, SNTG. SNTG, no news on today though, man. It's only 1 million shares traded too. Got a long way to go. So the top four on my scanner right now is FGI, AIHS, SNTG, and Nuke. There's AIHS. See if we go ahead and crash out this 351. Got below that top point of control right there. SNTG coming up with no anything, up 72%, just past the SNTG in percent gain. It's like a little snapper, but the volume is still very low for the move that it's making. Not even 2 million shares traded. So let's see, on the 1 minute, we got a area down here of the 445, which just moved up a little bit. 445 and 444 on the 5 minute. So around 445 is the that previous level, and then it moved up to 472 up there, up 85%. High up here was $6. Now this thing does have some massive range. Looks like this one popped on the initial from 4 up here to 6 and dropped all the way back down. So we'll see what kind of structure it's trying to build here. Still waiting on that good old catalyst as well. AIHS We drew the range. It came right down to the bottom of the range, 351. Turned around a little bit, but it's starting to it's losing itself to AIHS and SNTG. So yeah, that is what it is. $5 becoming a little bit of an issue here. Can it push through aggressively, start holding and going higher? Nope. Falling off of that 5. Now back up here to AIHS and FGI. Coming up to that point of control. Let's see if it stays within this little foggy area. Hit the top. So it hit the bottom, 351. That was the previous point of control. Or the bottom side of the point of control based on the 5 and 15. And then this is the top. Hit that top again. Still trading in our little fuzzy area. All right, SNGT pulled way back up. It dipped down, came back up here. Right now, still 444. Down here is where it went and tested. So let's go ahead and draw that range from 444 up to this level here, 484. See how it does in that range. This one's still doing that. It's a whole lot of nope right now on the board. Okay, SNTG. What you got going? Retesting that 5. SNTG, what are you? What are you? SNTG. Centage Holdings. Centage Holdings. All right, so Centage Holdings provides a range of financial services in the People's Republic of China. It offers prepaid payment network and technology consulting and support services. The company was incorporated into 2019 and is headquartered in Shanghai, the People's Republic, China. So that is that Chinese company. Let me take a note of that because I already know I'm going to forget. That's all I need to see, that it is Chinese. They be out here playing. All right, so what about FGI? Was that Chinese? FGI, that was out of New Jersey, East Hondover, New Jersey, but it had a weaker catalyst. They just sell like kitchen products and sanitary ware and stuff like that. Not really interested in any of that. What about AIHS? AIHS going on down. We'll watch this one. Chinese stock. If this is going to be the best that we have today, I am perfectly fine just waiting for it to fail. So now the point of control has moved to from 497 to 490, kind of a thinner point of control here. Okay. So let me add an additional, let's see, activate. Activate. All right, there we go. All right, we'll see if it can come back down here. $5 seems to be an issue, so yeah. Chinese companies are just, great way to invest in other countries, because it's one of those things you usually put your money in and don't get it back. So I'm okay with just chilling. Jay chilling. AIHS ended up falling out of the bottom of this level. So going on down. Had 20 million shares traded, but losing volume. A lot of people jumped over to AIHS, or I mean not AIHS, the other one we're watching, SNTG. Okay. FGI continue to dump off. I mean, it's returning to where it came from. People are probably like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What's the reasoning for this? No reasoning? Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Right on back down in there. So touch the 490s. Back under 5 now, so it is becoming a $5 struggler. Bottom side was the 444. Bottom side of the previous point of control, that is. See how easily it slips through that. Okay, so right at that 444, right at that level. Okay, so hit the bottom of our level. It's gonna have to decide which way it wants to go from here. But looking at how it's walking down, I mean, I would definitely not be that confident as a long. But this is why we use the points of control, so we can see those previous levels of heavy volume that people kind of get scared at. They're like, oh, you know, there was a pre, but you have to kind of record them because the point of control moves. So I'll record it, look at where the next one goes, record it, and start getting a range of where this thing could go. Because if you don't record them, you just jump in and you're like, oh, I just need to. I guess I try to get them before open, because after open, volume kind of goes up in the morning and then kind of settles out on into the day. So it's harder and harder for the point of control to actually move during the day. Yep, getting on out of that box there. Not respecting 444 that much for sure. All right, FGI. A lot of decisions being made up here at this 444. They just can't make a decision though. Top side is all the way back up here to the fives, which is the area that a lot of these small caps struggle with once they get over it and fail it. You know, not that many get back over safely and are able to hold. Yep, go ahead and blast on down here through your ATR high. You know you want to. Taking everybody's money up here. Everybody that was holding at 527 down $1 per share. Point of control hadn't even moved yet. The volume's so low down here. Well, if you guys are seeing anything else that's making moves, definitely throw it into the chat. Right now, I'm kind of just sitting on my hands, waiting for something to come into the scope. Haven't seen anything yet this morning, so just chilling. Jay chilling. Hmm. Finding more sellers under 5. Let's see. So I'm going to try to recheck 5 and go back down. So still 5 finding sellers there under the point of control, under the whole dollar level of 5, coming right back down to the 44. These are some of those days, you know, you observe and you're like, man, there is some times that I just shouldn't be trading. Things just don't make sense and I can get my account blown. Man. And at those times, you get you some nice hand warmers or some popcorn, get you something to eat. Because if you're eating, you probably won't trade, but that's not totally true. You could have those Cheetos fingers and be tapping buy and sell. Yeah, some sellers coming in there now. Really hard testing at 444 again. Point of control moved down into this range, into this zone. That's not great. That means a lot of trading is happening in here. And the more thickly traded it is, especially without a catalyst, it can move very quickly and very big to one direction unexpectedly. But this one only has 7 million shares traded, so it really doesn't have the volume to do something like that. But if it was like higher, maybe like 30 million or so, it could get very dangerous in here. Got to at least get 10 million to do something like that. We got 15 minutes until 7 o'clock or 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. No new catalyst, but made a move from 13 up to 16. Point of control still has not moved. It's kind of like an empty space in here, a void where people were like, hey, I wonder can it get back there? Right where it went into. You can see these big volume spikes where people know, oh boy, this thing failed here multiple times. It was trading here, but this is just an empty space. A little crevice where roaches crawl out. What time do I leave most days? So Tuesdays and Thursdays I actually have to drive to my other office. So that's like usually I try to be out of it depend like today with it being just a dead pre-market, I might leave earlier than later. So maybe like 7:15 Central Standard Time just so I can get over there. Because once I get over there, I can set up another computer and continue to watch the markets, but I still have to, do work and stuff like that. On Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, pretty much like 7:30ish. 7:30ish. I'm trying to get out of here and get on to the day. That's not saying I stopped trading. I just stopped the stream. So, I in the Discord, if I see something, I'm like, hey, I like this thing. I'm gonna try it or whatever in the Discord. I'll go for my try. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll stop out with a small little loss. But I'm like, if it's good, it'll be good. So usually around 7:15 to 7:30 Central Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast, that will be 8:15, 8:30. If you're on the West Coast, that will be, oh man, I can't do all this time math. I don't even know. East is closer, so know that one kind of off my head. But yeah, I really don't. I mean, I kind of want to let this stream be kind of like an analysis of, hey, how's the day going? Is there still heat in the market? What are the catalysts that have come out early that people can see all day long and participate in? And then from there, once we kind of get an idea of that, then we know anything else that pops up is going to have some heavy competition from pre-market, especially if they have catalysts. But this morning, we haven't seen any strong catalysts. So a strong catalyst could drop later on in the day and actually overshadow these little moves that we're seeing. Well, FGI wasn't really a little move. It's up 300%, but these other ones up like 48%. AIHS is up 48%. SNTG up 37% and falling. Nuke is up 19%. So we're really not seeing a whole lineup of big movers. FGI was the biggest mover that we saw. And it probably could create a bunch of bag holders here because it's not a lot you could just run to make more money. Right? All of them are kind of in a death roll. IMTE. No news on today. Well, 45%, only a dot. So these cheaper ones are taking the lead. That's not good. All right, so IMTE popping up here, no catalyst. $1.76. There's a lot of traps out here, man. What's going on this morning? They're trying to make money back for all these good 100% days that we've had. Point of control is all the way down here at 139. We'll see if it moves. Let's go look at the daily chart for IMTE. It's the first time. I really don't really look too deeply into these when they're don't have a catalyst or don't have any reasoning. But we'll look at IMTE just to see what it's looking like. So daily chart closed at 108. It is now up to 187. So it got over this high of 156 and it's trading right around this little double whatever right there. But without a catalyst, we'll have to see if if it'll sink or swim. How much volume does this one have? 3 million shares in the volume. Of 70%. Eight minutes left to the to 7 o'clock. Another top of the hour. Whew. Little dip there, little dipski. Good morning, Donnell. We've been looking through. Today has been not disappointing as far as movers, but more that there's no real PR catalyst or anything like that. These things are just popping. We looked at FGI, went up to $24, lost pretty much all of that, came back down here to 15. IMTE just recently popped up. AIHS, we saw that one pop up, gave a bunch of wicks and went on down. SNTG was a Chinese stock, got murdered. And then further on down is just low volume, low percentage gainers behind that. So the top four, the least amount percentage is about 40% up, and then the most is 300%. So those top four, SNTG, AIHS, and then MIMTE now in the top four, but it's a cheaper one. So, just got to be careful. IMTE, big old turnaround, 30 cents down. Its ATR from yesterday was 11 cents. And how many times did it move since then? So it started at what, a dollar, maybe around $1.15, went up to 195. So that's quite a bit of a move there. Man, this thing's got some swings. Boy, if you oversize into this, you're gonna lose your man. That swing was crazy. 172, let's say you buy 100 shares, 200 shares or whatnot, bam, you're right down. Or if you oversize and you're in 1,000 shares for a 10-cent punch in the mouth from 86 down to whatever. Whew. Boy, that's why I don't like the cheap ones. Too easy to oversize and really hard to keep up with your R&R, your risk to reward. That's crazy. Swung all the way, and you know that's hitting somebody's stop. And then people are gonna get in and then take it right back up. It's like, bro, you just stopped me out, and now you want to go back up to 180. SNTG. Very aggravating movement. That would be so aggravating to see this. Get stopped out down on the lows. You bought high up here, got cooked, stopped out, it went back up after you sold out. You try to re-enter for it to reclaim the 180s. And then again, you're in a situation where it could just turn around on you. 2 minutes left to this next top of the hour. But less than a little bit less than 2 minutes. So a cheap stock, IMTE, is duking it out with a Chinese stock, SNTG. Let me look at where IMTE is located. Is it a Chinese as well? Let's see. Integrated, what was that? Integrated Media Technology Limited. Okay, so this is Malaysia. All right, Malaysia and China going at it. IMTE and SNTG. So we got Integrated Media Technology Limited engages in the manufacture and sale of laminated switchable glass nano-coated plate for filters, air purifiers, and Internet of Things products. It also engages in the sale of electronic glass, operation of auction, and a non-fungible token. So that's a little bit of crypto play right there. And provision of halal certification and distribution of halal products. The company was formerly known as China Integrated Media Corporation Limited and changed its name to Integrated Media Technology Limited in October 2016. Integrated Media Technology Limited is incorporated or was incorporated in 2008 and is headquartered in Shah Alam, Malaysia. Okay, so we got two Asian companies going head to head with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Let them butt heads, and they're leading. They're in the top four tickers on low float, so they're leading the day, man. Look at that swing, man. Oh my goodness, did it to them again. They're like, oh yeah, it's definitely gonna go this time. 180 all the way back to another 30-cent loss. Mm. That's some violence there. That's some calculated violence. And then it pops right back up after making new lows. You already know there was more stops on below each one of these. They're like, if the 150 holds, we'll be all right, right? Nope. If the 157 holds, we'll be all right. Nope. They do them. They do it so dirty down here, man, on the cheap ones. SNTG coming on down under fours. We have reached the top of the hour. This was just about dried up in volume. It's only getting a couple thousand shares traded. And we still haven't seen any clear catalyst during this pre-market. I'm gonna go back and look at Yahoo and see if any news has popped up on mid to large caps that could overshadow the small caps today. Why is the volume different today is what I want to find out. Let me jump over here to Yahoo Finance. Go to the front page. Any updates? Okay, Oracle pops. Oracle is up 3% today. Let me just put that on. So keep an eye on it. It has 2 million shares traded. Okay, what else? Oracle, S&P futures higher, NASDAQ on track for a 10-day streak. Wall Street raises alarm on Trump ending quarterly earnings. Jobless expansion fuels bulls. Okay, we already saw that. That was 2 hours ago. Tesla under U.S. safety probe over door handle failures. Let's go look at Tesla. So yeah, I'll use my scanners just to look for low flows because I know they won't be on the front page, but mid caps and large caps sometimes or most of the times end up here on the front page. So I can kind of see them duke it out. Here's the target. Target steps up next day parcel delivery to narrow gap with Amazon. So we'll see how Target does on that move. What else we got? Tesla, Oracle, Target are some things that could be watched. Target. Rivian got a $5 billion plant. Okay. Nissan reduces output plan for new Leaf due to battery shortage. Here's one advantage PayPal has in the crypto space. Okay, PayPal. Watch those and see what comes of these. If nothing wants to play in the small caps. Anything else? Savings rates could shift. What to know before the Fed's next move. Okay. So we'll see. So basically I picked up off the front page of Yahoo Finance, picked up Tesla, door handle problems, Oracle back up another 3%. Rivian got a $5 billion plant. Target, they are doing next day delivery, and PayPal, of course they've been in the crypto space, but I don't see it with a whole bunch of volume today. So we'll just see if any low flows can come and battle with Tesla and Oracle today. Those ideas, and maybe find some catalysts. IMTE ended up fading there off the scene. SNTG holding down as well. That for AIHS still leading in volume and up 50%, but it is what it is. We just gotta kind of see where it falls. Definitely not super impressed with today's pre-market for sure. I like to see earlier news so that more people can get eyes on it and get those big pushes. Today, people were like, "Oh, it's a low flow. Let's just buy." SNTG going on down to the graveyard, about to become a 20% struggler down here under going towards 350. Only reason I call them 20% struggles is because usually when they start getting stuck around 20%, they don't go anywhere else. They just kind of get forgotten, especially when there's other things up much higher than 20%. It is what it is. I think I'm going to go ahead and make the move over. Well, in a couple minutes, make the move over to the other office, get set up for intraday trading. I get my text alerts during the day, so if something pops up on my small cap scanner or whatnot, I get my text and kind of see what's going on over there. But let's see. $30 million shares on this trash. Previously traded level. Let me activate this and take this. So this is at the 351. Let's take this on out. $351 was where that was at. And this is the Malaysia. Was it this? No, IMTE was a Malaysia stock. Let's see. This one was the wait. This is a Chinese stock. AIHS is a Chinese stock. What am I talking about? Semioa. I don't even know how to say this name. Technology Limited engages in automobile transaction and related services businesses in the People's Republic of China. So let me go ahead and annotate that. The Chinese stock. So we will put a note out here. Chinese, that's all I need to know. It's probably going to be a trap. All right, so what's the next one? So we got AIHS Chinese, IMTE Malaysia, SNTG Chinese. Let me mark this IMTE so I don't accidentally come back and trade these. Malaysia. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess this up. Malaysia. What? That's true. Okay. Oh, it's already. All right, so the leaders on the day are pretty much Asian companies. Nuke coming back into 20%, only 6 million shares traded, has a lot of competition with these Chinese stocks above it. It's only up 19%. Where is Nuke from? Was Nuke just sounds like it's from some crazy place. It's from New York, New York, but it's got a lot of competition above it. So Nucleus, through subsidiaries, engages in primarily in the supply of generators for Iron Dome launchers and other defense products. It is also involved in the engineering, design, production, integration, sale, and maintenance of special tactical vehicles and trailers, including Renaissance vehicles, mobile command and control vehicles, firefighting trailers, energy and lighting trailers and satellite broadcast mobility platforms for special defense forces, intelligence agencies, and the Israeli Defense Forces. The company was founded in 2013 and based in New York, New York. But yeah, this is what my watch list is looking like so far. Let me flip over there. Right, and then watch list, which is it this one? Yeah. Boy, that made it big. Okay, well, that's the watch list that I've been looking at. The top four there, actually, yeah, the top four: FGI, AIHS, SNTG, IMTE, and then way on down there under 20% is Nuke. So definitely some 20% strugglers in there. All right, well, I'm about to get ready to close it on down and hit the road. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If I'm gonna do anything or I see anything pop up for intraday, because I'm pretty sure something's gotta pop intraday. If nothing happens in pre-market, like it's very rare we have a full dry day in the small caps. But something pops maybe. But I don't want to be estimating or guesstimating. I want to see it with some actual news moving on up. But yeah, that's it for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and get on down, and we will circle back tomorrow in pre-market or in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, that's what we will continue the conversations on today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Let's see what we got. Peace.